Well, once again, we got more Japanese wrestling. So we got Stardom, Tokyo Yoshi Pro, and of course, Pro Wrestling Noah. So all of that will be reviewed and discussed and talked about on this episode of Deleted Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Welcome everybody to Deleted Wrestle Zone. All things that it's pro wrestling with AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, wrestlers, matches, championships. I'm your host J Rod here. So let's get started with the first Japanese wrestling show to review. I'm talking about the infamous Joshi promotion Stardom. So they had continuation with New Year's Stars. If you guys know, this is one of their latest tours. This one took place in Osaka, Japan on the 24th of January. And there were two of the same days. Basically, one in the afternoon, one in the evening. But I was only able to see the afternoon. So let's get started. First match was Ruka versus Odatai member Natsuko Tora. As you know, Natsuko is very vicious and she's very precise what she's going to do to win her match. Ruka held it together, but however, she was no match for the aggressiveness of Natsuko Tora, so she won her match. Second match is a tag team, more of the continuation, bit of a rivalry between the Cosmic Angels, Unagi Sayaka and Tam Nakano, taking on Star members Saya Ida and Starlight Kid. As you know, I mentioned many times over, these two teams don't like each other due to their history. But however, ever since Unagi and Tam have been a very cohesive tag team without the presence of Mina Shirakawa, who is not yet cleared to return to the ring ever since she broke her nose. But I've been seeing they have done great things as a tag team, but also in singles competitor, even though Unagi in the 10th anniversary was unable to capture the future title, and Tam was successful in defeating um what's her name? Oh yeah, Starlight Kid. But the match was good. It did show that Starlight, the Cosmic Angels, are still strong and they are ready to make a name for themselves since they broke away from Stars. So this allowed them to win their match. Next match. This is the first time I see these two team up for a tag team. We got Lady C, who, if you may or may not know, Lady C is unaffiliated with any of the factions or units as they call them. She's teaming up with the leader of Stars, Mayu Iwatani, taking on Queen's Quest Saya Kamitani and Utani Hayashishida. However, Lady C did confess that she's not good in tag teams. Mainly, I've been seeing Lady C involved as a what? As a singles competitor, but she did held her own, and basically it was not enough, even though for an experienced team like Queen's Quest with Utani and Saya allowing them to win their match. But I'm not sure if Mayu is considering maybe having her join Stars. We may never know, but we'll see what happens. Next match, we have Queen's Quest members Azami and Momo Wanataba taking on DDM, or as we call them, Donna Del Mondo, take Natsupoi and Suri. Very good match. I did like it. I did enjoy this one, Natsupo and Suri. As you know, Natsupo is set to face what's her name? um, Azami for the high speed championship. Suri still looking for a challenger. I think she may have Momo Wanatabe to take her on. Basically, it's more of a preview match, but however, DDM took the victory on this one. So basically, we may see them one day obtaining. Um, we may see Natsuko obtaining the high speed, and Suri could retain her CWA Undisputed Women's Championship. And then we get to the main event. We got Oda Tai, Saki Kashima, Konami, and B Priestley taking on DDM, Himeka, Maika, and Julia. So, even though, as you know, Natsuko Tora was there on the side, giving them a helping hand, and it still wasn't enough. All thanks to Julia, who picked up the victory for her team, allowing for DDM to win their match, which is a good one. So, I think that's it right now. Let's move on with the other Yoshi promotion, Tokyo Yoshi Pro Wrestling. Okay, so we got Tokyo Yoshi Pro Wrestling. This one took place on the 31st of January. So let's go from start to finish. First, we had a three women tag team match. First team Moka Miyamoto, Raku, and Yuki Unio taking on Urisu Endo, Suzumi, and Yuki Kamifuki. Pretty interesting match. Basically, if you must know, I did predict it a little bit on this match because Yuki Kamifuko is the international princess champion. Suzumi has always been one of the most strongest competitors. As for Iruzi Endo, I've always seen her; she's good. So I figured they were gonna win this match, and it's spot on exactly the way I predicted it. But it was a good match. So let's move on to the next one. Excuse me a minute. Next match is a singles competitor match. It's basically more of a preview for the Princess Tag Team Championship that will take place sometime soon. First competitor, we got Hyper Misao with Shin Ultra Shoko taking on one half of the tag team champions, Modoka Temna. This was a match that was set up as a preview because both Hyper and Shin will be taking on the current Princess Tag Team Champions. So it kind of made more sense, but it was a little fun match. Apparently, they brought in some sort of a big sword, something you see on a anime or a video game or however you want to see it. Thought it was funny, but apparently Temna destroyed it, breaking their hearts. Even in the post-match interview, they were crying over it. I thought, oh man, this is so hilarious, but they're superheroes. What do you expect? Even though Nakoto Temna actually won. Next match, we got an amazing tag team match. We got Mirai Mawimi and Sena Shiori taking on the Magical Sugar Rabbits, Yuka Sakasaki and Mizuzuki. Pretty awesome match. I love the Magical Sugar Rabbits because they're really fun. Of course, you got the Magical Girl. I mean, who would have expected that? But before the match even started, they went to the cameras that were right in the back where you can sit in the ring, try to say hi to the fans. Thought it was fun, but the match itself was great. Seeing the Yuka and Mizuki winning their match is always one of the best to watch because they're a really fun team to enjoy. So I'm happy they won, and that's how I enjoy the rest. Next match was a very interesting match for me. We got Haruma Neko, and now Kaduka taking on Maki Ito, who we will see compete in the AEW rules. So now talk about that a little later. And Miyu Yamashita. Awesome match. I didn't expect these two to team up for obvious reasons. We know in the past they had run-ins with each other, but this was the first time they were teaming up. I didn't know what to expect. It was a great match, especially for someone like Miyu, who is one of the most hard-hitting and well-trained wrestlers. As for Maki, we know that she can suffer agony and loss in many ways if you guys ever follow her. And of course, she won the match. But however, while Maki Ito was about to do her little speech that she does every single time, they were interrupted by, hold on, Neo Bishiki Gun, consistent of May Saint, Michael, and Saki Zuma. So if you guys wondering who are these are the alter egos of various different wrestlers. May Saint Michael is in fact May Segura from Gato Pro Wrestling, and Sakimura is in fact Saki Akia. So what happened is May actually grabbed one of those plates that servants use, whacked Maki in the head, and of course Mayu tried to kick her head, but she blocked it with the little tray, with the metal tray, and of course she used it like a banana peel and slipped. Now I don't know what these girls were trying to do. Looks like they are out to make a name for themselves by attacking two of the best wrestlers in Tokyo Yoshi Pro. It wouldn't surprise me, but it would be an interesting match to see down the line. So we'll see what happens. But in the post match, Maki was not happy with the result, that this individual will ruin her little moment. But Mayu is trying to hold it together. She's tried to tell her to knock it off. I don't know what they're saying. There's no subtitle. But assuming they will get their revenge against them sooner or later. Now we got the main event. We got Mahito Kuri, Harajuku, and Miyu Wananabe taking on Hikari Nao, Marika Kobashi, and of course, uh, Princess Champion Rika Tatsumi. Now, as you know, Rika and Miyu are sort of in line to face off against each other soon. Very tough match. Miyu really tries to hang it together, but however, it was in fact Rika to put Miru in a Miharu actually, no, Miharu in a submission, allowing her to tap out. So basically, we're now seeing Rika as the most dominant Yoshi in the promotion. So we'll see what happens in the upcoming weeks, in the upcoming events down the line. So we'll end it right here. So let's move on with Pro Wrestling Noah. Okay, so we're going to end the episode with Pro Wrestling Noah with day 3 of Higher Ground. This one took place on the 23rd of January. So let's go from start to finish. We had a interesting 6-man tag team match. First team, Congo, consistent with all members of the junior heavyweight division. Neo, Hao, and Tadasuke taking on Yasutakata Yano, Daiki Inaba, and Full Throttle member Yohei. Pretty interesting match. I've always been impressed with the Congo members of the junior weight class because they're very amazing group, even though I've started becoming a Congo fan. Don't ask me why, but their ability did show they are the strongest faction around, and they won. All of their Congo members had their matches today, so if you want must know, they all won their match. So we're gonna review all of this fast as possible. Next match, we have two members of Congo, Manabu Soya Masa Kitamiya taking on Shuhei Taniguchi and Mohamed Yane. As you know, these two guys, Mano Soya and Kanamiya, are in fact heavyweight contenders. Really powerful dudes, heavy hitters. As for their opponents, Shuhei Taniguchi and Yone, they are a fun group, but they were no match for these guys in Congo. So they were able to win their match with an amazing win. Next match, we have Yuta Miyawaki taking on another member of Congo, Katsuhiro Nakajima. Nakajima is one of the most talented wrestlers, but however, he is the kind of guy you should not take lightly. You should take seriously. But Junta was still no match for him. It did allow him to win his match. So basically, 3 matches of Congo's involvement, all wins, all we are accepting. One more, we'll get to that in a bit. Give me a minute. All right. Next match, we got a tag team match with the junior heavyweight division. We got Full Throttle Yohei once again competing, teaming up with Seiki Yoshioka, taking on Momono's Saishi Tag, consistent of Atsushi Koroge, and of course the GHC Junior Heavyweight Champion, Daisuke Harada. Now, however, this match may have built up for a possible junior heavyweight title match between Harada and, of course, what's his name? Yoshioka. Now, the reason I say that, Yoshioka was staring down at Harada and his title. So, to me, that is the indication we may see a title match down the line. Don't know when would that happen, but I would love to see it. But it was a great match seeing these two teams. I didn't expect Yohei to involve because he was already involved in the first match. But however, it was in fact a Momonosuke Tag who won the match. But however, this build up for a junior heavyweight championship match, it seems it's gonna happen. But like I said, don't know when. Next match, this rivalry has been gone far too long. First team we got Kotataro Suzuki, Nozawa Rongai, and Ikuto Idaka taking on Stinger, consistent of Yuya Suzumu, Yoshinari Ogawa, and Hayata, who are two of, as you know, this rivalry dates back months ago, since last year, where Stinger revealed that they have a third member, and no one knew who it was until it was too late, and it was revealed to be Yuya Suzumu when he had a different name with the mask. But however, Suzuki actually teamed up with Rongai and a mystery guy who later was revealed to be Hidaka from DDT. And now this rivalry between both teams has become into a very, very grudgeable match. Now, I was assuming, in my opinion, when this match went, the Stinger was going to win the match, but no, it was Azuko, Ronga, and of course Hidaka to win the match. But however, it appears that maybe the two members of Stinger, what's his name, Ogawa and Hayata, are gonna put their tag team titles on the line. They are the current GHC Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. I don't know who would they will be facing from this team. My guess is Hidaka and Suzuki. That's my opinion, but we'll see what happens. But however, they continue the brawl. Now we get to a championship match. This one is for the Global Honor Crown National Championship between Kazunari Murakami taking on Kenho, who is the current champion. This match was a bit of a rivalry between them because it was in fact um, Murakami Harakami who in fact put Keno in a chokehold. Very impressive match. Now Keno was able to beat his friend, but this time it was put to the test that you don't know for sure if Keno will win, but he was able to put what's his name Murakami in a chokehold, and that's what he did. Now, however, Keno has proven time and time again, Congo has always been the most dominant force. He himself has been a fighting champion, but however, a mystery guy. I know I've seen him, but I don't remember who. It appears that he is wants to be the next challenger. Now, Keno, he's not impressed. There is no subtitle, so I don't know what he said to him, but it appears Keno is not impressed. I know for a fact that he will prove time and time again that he's the most dominant force ever and a fighting champion, and the Congo will obtain all of the titles it can get. I don't know when will that happen, but it will happen sooner or later. Now we get to the main event, which is a six-man tag team match. We got first team, one of my very impressive wrestlers I've seen from this one, Kinya Okada, Yoshiki Anamura, and of course, Kaito Kiyomiya taking on Naomichi Marufuji, Takeshi Segura, and Go Shiozaki. However, this match wasn't like very interesting. As you know, I've seen Kaito Kiyomiya teamed up uh, with Shiozaki, but this time they were the opposite. It was a good match. It was Shiozaki who picked up the match, but however, it appears there's still mounting tensions between Shiozaki and, of course, Marufuji. Shiozaki wanted to shake his hand, but Marufuji was like saying this, like go to hell, that type of move. But don't know where the storylines. I do know that he will face Keiji Muto, who's a member of M's Alliance, along with Marufuji. And I don't think Marufuji wants to be friends with him. So we'll see what happens. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. There will be more on the Japanese wrestling stuff. I got more on the coming up for the Wednesday Night War, and of course more of New Japan Pro Wrestling's new beginning at Hiroshima both days, and then there'll be plenty. So I must bid all of you guys adieu. So I'll see you next DWZ time, same DWZ channel. So goodbye, mwah, and have a nice day. Bang.